In block A, there are 2 units. Both the units are covering the complete overview of the complete organizational behavior and the theories which are related, which is divided into 2 units. In the unit 1, you will be learning on organizational behavior. What is it? Meaning, nature, scope, advantages, definitions, features, etc. So let's begin with understanding what is organizational behavior. Any idea, any one of you, what is organizational behavior? OB, organizational behavior, is abbreviated as OB. Different terms, it is explained in different viewpoints, but the most popular viewpoints on organizational behavior is it is a knowledge about how people or individuals in an organization, in individuals in groups act in an organization, behave in an organization, or together strives to work for a particular goal or aim or objective of an organization, how they behave, how they work towards attaining the goals, etc. So organizational behavior is all about a study and its application of knowledge about how independent individuals and groups as well perform in an organization. Only when we understand how and what best can be performed and how an individual will be performing in a given situation, then we can estimate its efficiency, and based on those lines, the various targets can be set. So on these lines, we have very popular definition from Stephen R. Robbins. That's the second definition, if you all can see on the screen. It is a field of study that investigates the impact that individuals, groups, structure have on behavior within an organization for the purpose of applying such knowledge towards improving an organization's effectiveness. So this is the most popular. Apart from this, there are other 6 definitions which are given. These are all the viewpoints of each and every. But if you look at the very essential ingredients or inputs on the organizational behavior definitions, you see all those covers the independent behavior in an organization and how they work in a group. It is a study and application of the same in an organization. Features or say characteristics of organization behavior. What are the features? Number 1, it is a general management. Definitely not the complete management. It is concentrated only on behavioral approach to management. It is a behavior of individuals. It is a study of the behavior of individuals. And this communicates to the management, thereby the management further takes in several do's and don'ts actions on how to, what to, etc. for the attainment of the short-term and long-term goals. So the very first characteristic or the feature of organization behavior is it is related to general management, not the whole management it covers. It is a part of the whole segment, which is focusing on behavioral approach. Next is it contains a body of theory, research, application. Yes, these are the 3 ingredients of the organizational behavior, on which it is laid. 1 being theory, 2nd research, 3rd is application. Theory is again based upon the research which has been conducted by the researchers. Based on those theories and how they were performing, The same theories can be applied here, and the results can be understood, followed by the effectiveness of that theory can be judged. In future, if required, these theories can be proposed to be used and applied in working places. This kind of, understanding of theory, research, and application will enable a management to understand how a human can behave in a given situation in an organization. Based upon that understanding, they can frame, they can, have a plan of action for how they want the organization goals to be attained. Next, characteristics is about understanding human being, which is considered as a tool. Organization behavior is a tool which is helped to understand the human, behavior for the benefit of the human individuals, wherein a prediction can be made about how a person can behave in a given situation. Next, it is interdisciplinary in nature, and it covers not just the psychology, sociology, anthropology, political science, economics, etc. And in fact, if you look at organizational behavior, it is an applied behavioral science. Okay, and followed by, if organizational behavior one has to study, it has got 3 levels: one, individual level, group behavior, and behavior of the organization. What we are learning here is about the behavior of the individuals in an organization. Yes, organization behavior is action oriented and goal directed discipline. Now, as you understood that in an organization, when 2 or more people are working, there can be several clashes between them, for positive sides and negative sides of individuals. All of them together to be put on one platform to work for the attainment of the goal of the organization. This is not an easy task. Hence, one has to study the individuals first, then understand their behavior, followed by they can be assigned their respective jobs, which can be goal-oriented, target-oriented. So for a manager, is shouldered with the responsibility of understanding all this. So in organization behavior subject, one will be learning about how we can do all this practically based upon the research theories, research, etc. So therefore, organization behavior is not just a science or an, science or exclusively science or an exclusively art. It is both. Okay, it is a science as well as it is an art of understanding and behaving properly with the individuals working in an organization. It is, of course, a systematic, knowledge of a human behavior is a science, and the application of this knowledge, and skills clearly depends on how you manage to do all this, which is all about art. Science being systematic knowledge, and depending on the skills, identifying and then using those skills is an art. How you use individual. No, every individual will be same. Okay, each one will have their own ideas, ways, style of working, etc. So based upon understanding of individuals, one has to make them ready to perform the work. So hence OB is not only science but also art of understanding people. Only then the organization will be successfully be able to attain the goals of the organization. In this organization behavior, it seeks to fulfill both employees' needs and organizational objectives. Both employee and there should be a proper balance between understanding employee, what they want, and how they can be made to work. At the same time, what organization is seeking from the departments, managers, and in return managers, how they're making the subordinates work for the organization. Okay, so moving on to explore on nature and scope of organizational behavior. Or if you look at the scope, the coverage of organizational behavior, yes, it is not a discipline as such, a completely a new discipline, but yes, it is a separate field of study, because here we are studying individuals working in an organization, either single or in a group. So hence, a science is accepted as a discipline, at the same time art. So it is reasonable for us to call OB a separate field of study. Okay, though it is not a discipline as such, but yes, it can be considered as a separate field of study. Then we have interdisciplinary approach. As we have learned in the characteristics, that it is not confined to only learning about, how a person is, and then how that person is supposed to be utilized positively in an organization for attainment of goals, but it also focuses on understanding the psychology, sociology, anthropology. All these subjects are applied in order to understand the human behavior at work. Hence, we consider organizational behavior as interdisciplinary approach. It is not confined to one subject. It has multi-dimensional approach, which covers other subjects also. Okay, next we have applied science. Yes, as we've learned in the first characteristics, that yes, organizational behavior is not just science but also an art. So basically it does the application of various researchers to solve organizational problems. Yes, it concentrates on the various researches that have happened, theories that are existing, how those can be applied on the present scenario. So this application is nothing but science. Hence, organizational behavior application and making them, tune with the existing targets and goals is an art. So organizational behavior is considered to be not just science but also an art. Then we have normative science. Normative science, yes, organization is also a normative science. It tries to understand the findings of the applied research and in line with the organization, how this application is working. So this organization behavior, we say it not only deals with the individuals and societies in an organization, it is a organizational behavior is normative, wherein it understands the various management theories also. Then we have a humanistic and optimistic approach. Humanistic and optimistic approach refers to people working in an organization wherein the OB deals with how people think, how people have feelings, etc. OB has been based upon the desires of how people's expectations are towards the organization, being creative and productive, and thereby the people working in the organization, how they've been actually utilize their potentials in the given conditions and environment. Environment affects the performance of the employees. So that should be the prime significance for any manager in an organization, because if the environment is not friendly, not convenient and comfortable for the people who are working, then the productivity may be affected. Okay, next we have a total system approach, which integrates, okay, combines all the variables. Like, behavioral scientists analyze the human behavior, and the framework is laid on based on their understanding. And since a man's, an individual socio psychological framework makes them a bit complex, and the system approach to complexity finds solutions. So there is slight, a total system approach is applied. Okay, so herewith, the scope of organization is not confined to a particular discipline, though it is not a discipline, it is a field of study. It covers almost sociology, psychology, anthropology, etc. It is an applied science, it is a normative science. Yes, it is a humanistic and optimistic approach where individuals are given priority. Then we have also a total system approach. Yes, if they are happy, productive, only then the organizations can successfully grow and develop. So the contribution of the individuals in an organizations plays a vital role. Next, we have scope of organization behavior. The very popular person, S.P. Robbins, defined scope as a field of study which investigates the impact that individuals, groups, structure have on behavior within organization for the purpose of applying such knowledge towards improving an organization's effectiveness. Now, this scope is confined, scope is like, your limitations of coverage, and this covers individuals, group behavior, and organizational behavior. And if you look at individuals, there are 5 elements which are focused on, that is personality, perceptions, values and attitudes, learning, motivation. Followed by, if you look at group, again, we have 5 elements, which are work groups and group dynamics, dynamics of conflicts, yes, where people work in group, 2 or more people. There is, chance of, definitely there is some conflict. How you manage this conflict is dynamics of conflicts, communication, leadership, morale. And then we have organization. So individual, group, organization. These are the 3 major elements, followed by each one have 5 elements, sub-elements into it. Climate, culture, change, effectiveness, development are the components of the organization. And then we have key elements in OB. It consists of people, structure, technology, and environment. People means internal social system of the organization, who are the backbone of any organization, we can say. They consist of individuals and groups in the form of, yes, formal and informal groups. The groups, again, are some dynamics. They form, change, exist to serve people rather than people existing to serve the organization. The structure depends upon the organizational formal relationship, which is usually shown hierarchically from the top management to the lower level managements. Different organizations have different organizational structure. And before we move on to study this, we have to understand the organizational structure of the company. And then we have people technology, which provides the resources with which people work and affect takes that form. And for this, the best example here we can quote is the calculation of productive hours with the help of technology. Productive hours of an individual is calculated, and the reports have been generated fortnight and weekly to show how a person is performing and where they are lacking, in order to make them individuals realize that where they stand, and they can accordingly, in case if they are not putting up productive hours, they can immediately look at some appropriate measures can be taken, and they can make up themselves in the given duration of time. Then we have environment. Environment is all about the external environment, where a single organization does not exist. It has got to work under various competitive external environment, includes political, cultural, and various other elements which have impact on the working of it. So it is a larger system, in fact, that contains many other elements such as government, families, and organization. Other than these three, many other external factors are there which will have. All these are collectively put under environment. All right. Then we move on to the next topic called foundations of organizational behavior. Now, this foundation is based on three: people, organization, and result. People are like, yes, individuals, a whole person, motivated behavior, value of the person. So if you understand how the people are with you, then you can step ahead to better make them better by giving them certain elementary trainings and workshops can be made, and followed by they can be made suitable for the working environment of an organization. Then we have organization, where social system and mutual interest are the two elements, which focuses on the overall development and the growth of the organization, focusing on the people of the organization as well, internal people as well. And finally, the results, when we look at the organization as in whole, when it is also focusing on the people, that's internal, and as well as the organization social system, we see the overall development of an organization. Okay, and attainment of goal will be ease, and the development growth can be recorded, market shares can be increased. So yes, all these are very helpful for a manager or to understand and apply. And then we have nature of people. Okay, as we discussed, there are four differences: whole person, motivated, human dignities, etc. People work, how they work in an organization. And we have organizational design, which is abbreviated as OD. Okay, it is nothing but configuration and interrelationships of positions and departments. Okay, it is just to sum up all, put together all the configurations, interrelationships, positions, and departments. So organization is a business is difficult, but it has a plan, next step. And in particular, there are two basic forms of organization, which is like mechanistic and organic. Mechanistic focuses more on working like mechanics, whereas organic focuses on holistic development. Yes, followed by we have bureaucracy basics, which, like in today's generation, if you look at people's view of bureaucracy is negative, and they understand that bureaucracies have their limits, but too much rules on procedures become unwieldy and too rigid. Sometimes the productivity may get affected. Okay, so the management should question critically among themselves if a bureaucracy is a good choice for an organization, or alternatively, is anything bureaucracy is other than bureaucracy is something else which can be focused on. And so research when conducted by Tom Burns and George Stocker in the late 1960s, they've tried to answer certain questions, and their findings were different types of organization have different types of beliefs and unchanging environments, etc. Okay, so though there is a stable environment worked well under bureaucracy, managers constantly changing innovative environments, all these structure allowed um, them to reproduce, response, and create. So as a result of this, mechanistic and organic structures were identified, which focuses on clearly assigning the task, number one. Secondly, precise definitions of rights, what rights the individuals have and the obligations that they possess, and the tendency towards formal communication toward the organizational structure. So this is a mechanistic approach of an organization. Then we have organic structure, which includes a role of not highly defined tasks that are not continually redefined, little reliance on formal authority, decentralized control, fast decision making, informal patterns of both delegation and communication, etc. Okay. Then we have approaches to organizational designs. Here you can see the flow chart showing the approaches. Okay, where we have the president, vice, and this organizational hierarchical structure enables us to understand how the approach can be implied on like functional structure, group positions into work units, experts, resources, productions, marketings, finances, HR are all common groupings within a functional structure. Okay, next we have a few examples of few examples which are discussed, like decisions and communications are slow because of the many layers of hierarchy. Authority is more centralized here. The functional structure wherein a manager has to experience more than one field and do not have the opportunity to see how the firm's departments work together here. They understand that interrelationship and interdependency go together, but in the long run, these specializations may hamper the growth and the developments. Okay, and so the training should be provided. Okay, then we have divisional structure, which is again keeping all the track of the company's products and activities, but the grouping of department is called divisional structure, wherein activities becomes difficult to be identified. So some activities which are which can be grouped are put together and they are called as divisional activities, and followed by a structure is drawn so as to better the top level managers can better understand and develop some good plan of action. So however, this divisional structure has its own drawbacks also, that's limitations, where they waste time duplicating each other's activities and resources. In addition, competitions among divisions may develop due to limited resources. We have matrix structure. Matrix structure combines functional specialization with the focus of divisional structure. This structure uses permanent cross-functional terms to integrate functional expertise. A group or a product program or a project team. There are two bases. Okay, one within the functional group and the other within the team. Putting these structure increases the employee's motivation, also technically and general management training across functional areas as well. Okay, so this focuses on better cooperation and problem solving. It increases flexibility to work, better customer service, yes, better performance and accountability, because here in the divisional structure, you know which activity is under what group, and so the accountability will become better here. The performance based upon the accountability will result good. Improved strategic management, yes, managers are also able to identify the groups, and based on that the plan of action is present. So hence they're able to identify and improve the challenges which they are probably facing. The matrix structure has some advantages as discussed, yet they also have certain disadvantages. And the drawbacks in the form of disadvantages are two boss system. Okay, where two people are in boss and functional supervisors and team leaders via or one another to exercise authority. Members of the matrix may suffer task confusion when taking orders from more than one boss. Teams may develop strong team loyalties that cause a loss of focus or larger organizational goal. Adding the team leaders, a crucial component to a matrix structure, can result in increased cost. So this team structure has got a lot of potentials, that is advantages, where you can see a matrix including project A, marketing, operations, finance, HR. So likewise, the team leaders are being meant. Under each team leader, people will be, subordinates will be working. And the team structure, interdepartmental barriers will be breaking down if this kind of structure is adopted. Decision making becomes easy, and within no time, the decision, because here you don't have to wait. Suppose in a subordinate who knows that you're working in HR department, so you immediately report to your HR manager. Immediately a decision will be taken by the manager without any wasting of time. The team here, since the subordinates are happy to see the rate of decision making is quite speeding up, they may get motivated. Levels of managers are eliminated. There are no, two boss system. Despite all these advantages, again, we have certain limitations as well here. And these limitations are like conflicts which arises between team members, time management issues, and increased time spent in meetings which are called, and sudden meetings are called for, and then the meetings are held even after the working hours, which is not so acceptable by the members working. So the team structure again is projected in a since the uh, since the managers have network structure, it includes management information, accounts receivables and billing, company costs, security, benefits administrations, etc. These are the various challenges faced by the organization behavior. There are too many challenges for managers to take up and then respond to. Yet, if the challenges are understood, okay, then you can easily understand the members working, how they're working, how they've been treated, and based upon the knowledge, they can be made, fit for the work environment, and thereby making them productive and contributing towards the organizational goals. See, improving people's skill, how one can improve people's skill. Technical skills, suppose, and human skill and conceptual skills. For this, technical trainings can be provided, organized by the organization. Thereby, attending those will give them some points which will enable them to improve the skills. Okay, skills can be conceptual skills, human skills, and technical. Out of this technical skills, yes, trainings can be provided, workshops can be converted. When if a person member is standing and possessing some knowledge, they may be given certain additional points. This kind of attempt can be made to overcome this challenge. Next is we have improving quality and product. How a quality and productivity can be So yes, back to uh, the various challenges faced by organizational behavior. We were discussing improving people skill, right? People skills are of three types which can be focused on. One being conceptual skill, human skill, and the other being technical skills. Technical skills can be improved and developed by offering the workshops to the members on the lines of where they are weak, and accordingly those additional time duration that they spend and the additional knowledge that they are possessing can be identified and appreciated for providing certificates, etc., which will enable which enables individuals to develop for the betterment of the organization. At the same time, organization can handle this challenge smartly. Number two, improving quality and productivity. Improving quality and productivity is all about, the performance features, characteristics, specifications, which are like, industry standards, reliability, durability, services, dealers' responses, and their performances, etc. Okay, now this total quality management is a philosophy of any management, which is again, driven by uh, continuous efforts of customer satisfaction through continuous improvement of all the organization, the whole organizational process. Now, for this, re-engineering is, one best way. Re-engineering here refers to a remodeling or doing the complete process, work process. If you want to adopt some technology, a software to be included, then how you can go with re-engineering here, enables a organization to overcome the challenges on how a quality and productivity can be improved. Now, these elements of quality and productivity deals with the organizational process. So hence re-engineering, if anything goes wrong with the existing, they can go for, the organization can plan for re-engineering, which intends to achieve a redesigning of the whole process, and further redesigning will enable them to uh, look at the work progress within the time bound, and also improvements in an organization without affecting the cost and the performance. Okay, next is managing workforce diversity. Workforce diversity, here there is a flow chart. All of you can see how an organizational divided into three dimensions, one being internal, external, and organizational. You see on internal, the various dimensions which can be focused and worked on by an organization are, age, gender, orientation, physical ability, ethnicity, race, etc. Next, on external dimensions, we have income, personal habits, recreational habits, religion and spirituality, educational background, workforce, appearance, parental status, marital status. On these lines, to overcome certain challenges and make the individual members happy. Parental status, just an example here to discuss and quote, insurance towards them, marital status, to understand the status and accordingly can be, diverted towards, movement of individual from one place to another, depending upon the marital status, where the partner is living can be moved. So these understandings, like, the income, habits, recreation, how religious and spiritual he is, what is his educational background, these all dimensions, when one is understanding, will enable the managers to better put them in a better place, which will increase their productivity. If you take, shift a person who was very spiritual and bounded with the family, parents, and you shift him or transfer him to, other place away from his place, productivity may get impacted. Sometimes it is, sometimes it is not. Again, it depends upon how that person is taking, right? So all this is very challenging, but yet it is to be focused on. Next, we have organization diamonds where the elements are like uh, content, field, divisional groups, seniorities, work location, union affiliations, and management status, functional levels and classifications. All these are the various areas where the workforce diversity, act as in challenge for an organization to overcome. But if focused on the individual sub elements of it, the better the managers understand the individuals, the better the contribution towards the organization would be, and thereby contributing it to the organizational goals. So likewise, we have responding to globalization, empowering people, coping with temporariness, and then stimulating emergencies, improving, etc. So yes, in this today's class, we will stop with the challenges. In tomorrow's class, again, I'll be continuing with the disciplines that contribute to the organizational behavior, and the remaining the second part of it with the case studies, also very interesting case studies, followed by unit 2, which is models of organizational behavior. So today's class we end up here, continue to be continued tomorrow. Stay safe and happy learning to all of you. Thank you. And we end the session here. Time up.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Can we have a copy of this document?
Yeah, sure. We'll share it tomorrow in the class. Yeah.
Yeah, this seems to be a scanned image of our textbook.
Yes.
So it will be helpful if you can
Yeah, definitely. I'll ask the sir to share with you all in the group if you have already.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Done. Hello. Okay.